Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we are doing a Shop My Stash. This one's going to be a little bit different. I have a way that I'm going to go, but we will get into that more when the time comes. If you're new here, what Shop My Stash is I pick products to use for roughly 2 weeks, and then at the beginning of the video I give you speed reviews, mini reviews, what I thought about the products I've been using for the last 2 weeks, and then at the end of the video we pick out products for the next 2 weeks. There is a timestamp down below if you're only interested in like the actual shopping my stash part where we pick out new makeup. There's a timestamp down below, and I link as much as I can. Sometimes I run out of room, but the vast majority of it is linked down below. Okay, so let us jump into this. Okay, so for this round I was using the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I do like this actually. I think that this is almost tackier than the Milk Hydro Grip, and I really want to do kind of a comparison, like half and half. I'm debating doing like a dupes video coming up soon where like I try on dupe products or very similar products, you know, like this or that / dupes. I don't know, what do you guys think? I'm still torn on the idea, but I'm considering it. But I liked this a lot actually, and I feel like this is a really good stand-up primer from the drugstore. If you like the kind of sticky, tacky primers like the Milk Hydro Grip, this is a much more affordable version. And like I said, I feel like this is almost like tackier than that one. So now does that mean better? I don't know. I'd have to try them side by side to compare, but I really did enjoy that quite a bit. For foundation, I was using the Tarte Shape Tape Cloud Coverage. This is a newer foundation to me. This will be in my foundation ranking video that I plan on doing in like May or early June, because I'm trying out a bunch of different, like I've acquired a bunch of different foundations recently, so I'm going to do a ranking of just a bunch of the new ones. I'll kind of get more into detail on that in that video. However, I will say I like this. I don't love it. And again, this is all makeup that I'm wearing today, so if you're curious how it looks, that's what all of this is. This one, it's a nice foundation. It's pretty heavy though, and it's pretty thick. Like, so if you're not into that, I feel like they were trying to go for kind of almost like the IT Cosmetics CC Plus creams, and it's a little more than that. I do like it. I just don't think this would be one that like I'd rush out and repurchase. You know what I mean? I do plan on finishing it. It's not the best out there. There's a lot more that are out there that are better, that give you better coverage without feeling like you're wearing a mask on your face. Concealer, this was another newbie. I brought in the Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape Concealer. I picked this up during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. This one I feel like almost caught kind of a bad rep because it is like a little bit more difficult to blend, and it is a little bit thicker than the OG Shape Tape. Having said that, I do like this, but I do agree. It is a little bit thicker. It is a little bit more difficult to fully blend out. Again, I will use it because it is a nice concealer, but I feel like in the future I'd stick to the OG Shape Tape because that one is light years better than this one. And I feel like even as far as the creaminess goes, the Ultra Creamy is not as creamy as the OG Shape Tape. I'm not 100% sure why this is like a necessary thing for them to come out with. It's an okay concealer, but the Shape Tape is top for me. This was the cream blush that I was using this round. This is the Nude Sticks Nudies Matte All Over Face Bronze Color in Beach Babe. This is one that I'm trying to use up. Originally it was because I had started to run out of room in my cream blush drawer, and then I ended up changing my storage for cream blushes and things like that. We're taking this into the next round. This is the progress that I made. We're making progress. It's just slow progress. There is a lot of product in these little guys. But I love this so much. And if you watch my multi-box unboxing for April, I got a new one in the Nude Sticks AIA Beauty Bundle box, and it's a beautiful shade as well. I love these so much. I actually didn't have a lot of like face products this time. I had the Tarte Shape Tape Setting Powder in Translucent. I don't personally view this as translucent. This has a very large yellow tone to it, so it was okay for like setting under the eyes. I don't think that this would be something that you'd like bake with, but it was nice if you want kind of a yellowish highlight under your eyes. If that's not what you're into, I don't really consider this translucent. Like, this has a shade to it. I don't consider this translucent. It is an ice powder, and it has like a little puff, and then the product comes out of here, which I actually do like that aspect of it. Again, do I love it? I'm not 100% sure. I just feel like in the realm of transparent, loose setting powders, you can get ones that are actually transparent. I think that this does have its place if this is the type of product, if you like kind of like the banana looking powders. But I would call this more of a banana leaning shade than translucent. Okay, for cream contour, cream highlight, powder contour, powder highlight, and pressed powder, I was using the Natasha Denona Sculpt and Glow palette. I didn't realize at the time that this is no longer available, which makes me really sad, and I kind of want to like focus on it a little bit more. So you'll probably see it again in the future because my goal would be to use it up. It's a lofty goal, I know, but I really like this palette. You've got 3 cream shades and it does have like the plastic covering to cover them, and then you've got 3 powder shades. The pressed powder is actually quite nice. I'm trying not to blind you, I'm so sorry. It's actually quite a nice pressed powder though. It is like a touch darker than my skin tone, but I feel like with a light hand you can use it pretty well. I managed to hit pretty good dips in the highlight shade and the contour and the cream contour shade, and then the cream highlight shade too. But this highlight shade, that's gonna be like what I hit pan in first, and it is beautiful. I love the products in here. I need to look on the Natasha Denona website and see, since they're not selling this anymore, do they come out with something different, or are they selling these products individually, or what? Because these are good face products. Powder blush, because obviously that palette doesn't come with a powder blush, I was using the Becca Luminous blush in Snapdragon. Again, I'm trying to focus more on this because you can no longer purchase this, but it is such a pretty shade. I feel like there were so many good things lost when Becca went under, and I know now that Smashbox sells some Becca products, but do they sell the blushes? I'm gonna have to look into that too, because I've been kind of just avoiding it because it just makes me sad now, because there were so many good Becca products that you can't get anymore. But I really want to know, do they sell the blushes? So I'm gonna look into that, and if they do, this shade is gorgeous. I freaking love it. And then for setting spray, another Tarte. This is like the week of Tarte. The Maracuja Miracle Mist setting spray. I actually like this. I have one of these and then several of the Stay spray, and I really like these like canisters that are just like the continuous mist. I don't know why, but I really like this better than just the regular like pump setting mists. And so packaging wise, this is the star. The mist itself is really nice, and the product itself is also really nice. So this is, I also think, a good one. If you have a BoxyCharm subscription, or even if you don't, I know sometimes they open up the drop shop to non-subscribers. I highly recommend getting one of these because you can get it super cheap. I'm pretty sure that's where I got this one from, but it's a really good setting mist. For eyes, I started using the Kylie Cosmetics Kai Brow set. So it's a brow pencil and then a clear brow gel. The brow pencil is actually quite nice, I will say. It kind of comes out, like, I feel like it's supposed to be a micro point pencil, but it's not fully. It's a little bit wider at the tip, but I did like it. It's got a nice spoolie at the end. This worked really well. The brow gel, it also works really well. This shit is like glue. Like, you know the brow waxes that you use to like feather your brows with that hold in place? That is what this gel does, except this gel almost makes my brows feel crunchy, which I'm not personally a fan of. Like the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel is one that doesn't make my brows feel crunchy like this one does, and I like that one a lot more. I do like this set. I think it's a nice set, but ABH is where it's at. That's gone now. That's over there now. But ABH is where it's at. Eye primer, I brought in the Urban Decay, the eyeshadow stick in Heyo. This is just like a white base. I do like this actually as an eye primer because I feel like when you use, you know, the white bases, it really makes your eyeshadow pop. But this blended out so well. It is an eyeshadow stick, but for me, using it as an eye primer works just as great. And I do feel like it helps with the longevity of the eyeshadows, because I did use kind of like tried and true tested like eyeshadow brands this time, but even my husband noticed. It was one night at like 11:30 and he was like, your eyeshadow looks like you just did it. And I was like, I know, right? And this definitely is part of that. So part of it is the eyeshadow formula, of course, but the other part of it, this is an amazing eyeshadow base and I love this. So I have this in a couple of different shades, but I primarily use like the white one as a base, and the other ones, it differs on the shades depending on what I use them for, but this is one of my favorites. For liners, I brought in 2 pencil liners. I brought in the Charlotte Tilbury Rockin' Coal Iconic Liquid Eye Pencil in Verushka Mink, which I don't understand because it is not a liquid pencil, but it is a nice one, and it does smudge super easily if you're going for more of like a smoky eye or something like that. This smudges so easy. So I do like it for that. It works well in the lower lash line, but this one is one where it's not necessarily going to stay put if you don't smudge it out. If you put it in your lower lash line and your eyes water like mine do, it will smudge underneath there as well. So it's good if you want like a smudgy liner. fabulous for that. And then I also had the Nabla Cupid's Arrow Full Color Stylo in Arrow number 5. I only used this one a couple of times. I love the shade of this though. I really thought I would end up using this a lot more and I just didn't. But I did use it a couple of times and I really liked this too. These are such good liners. And no one, I feel like no one ever talks about them, but they are so good. And now my eye itches. I just bought Allergy Relief eye drops. I haven't used them yet. For eyeliner, for liquid liner, I was using the Urban Decay Perversion. I love this liner, but I think this is starting to get dried out. Like that's as good as I can do and I have to press down really hard. So if I'm going based on like what I would put on my eye, it's like that. So it's just kind of finicky. I'm going to store it upside down for a while. See if I can get the color flowing again. If not, I'm going to toss it. But I love this eyeliner. I just need it to not be dried up now. For mascaras, I've been using a lot of mascaras, but I think my favorite out of my little grouping that I have here of all the various mascaras I have opened is the Milk Kush. I actually have been really enjoying this lately. And I don't know what, I feel like I need to like update you guys on my thoughts about these mascaras. I'll probably do that on like Instagram or something, I don't know. But let me know what you guys want because I have so many mascaras open. So how do you want me to tell you my thoughts? Do you want me to tell you on Instagram? Do you want to make a whole video about it? Let me know. Okay, and then for eyeshadow palettes, I had pulled out two. I had pulled out the Natasha Denona Bronze palette. I love this palette. I've been wanting to use it for a while. That's why I've ended up pulling it out. It is so gorgeous. Now, obviously, you can primarily do bronze looks with this. So you have to be okay with doing bronze looks. If you are someone who is just wanting to purchase a Natasha Denona palette because you just want to try out her formula or whatever, if you want neutrals, I recommend going with the Glam palette. And if you want colors, I recommend going for like Love or like the Sunrise palette. That one's really pretty. But this one is gorgeous. It's just primarily bronze shades. I do love this palette. I love the formula of it. This is one of my favorite ones from Natasha. But I also really like kind of bronzy shades. And I will say this palette mixed with the Charlotte Tilbury Kohl pencil, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful looks. So I loved that. And then I also had brought in the Too Faced Too Femme palette. I ended up picking this up. First of all, the pans in this, with the exception of this and this shade, are so tiny. I have dips already in some of the matte shades, ironically. This is more of like a pastel-y palette, so if you want the pastel-y kind of wash of color, it's great for that. You can build the shades up to get you a little bit more vibrant color, which is primarily what I was doing. You do have to use quite a bit of the shadows though, and they are very, like size comparison, they are very tiny pans. I do like this palette. It is nice. I don't think it's one of my favorites though. Like I wouldn't rush out and buy it. And I had my qualms about it when I first saw it, when it was first released, and I didn't quite know how I felt about it. It is a very pretty palette, but I just don't think it's like super necessary. If you have a larger collection, I don't feel like this one's super necessary to add to it by any means. And then the last thing is lip products. The lip product that I was using is the Bare Minerals Mineralist Lip Gloss Balm in Sincerity. This is from Shop My Samples, and I have made some good progress in it. I feel like I'm going to need to take the stopper out soon. I like this. It does not last all day though, so I'm constantly reapplying it, and I am going through it quickly because of that, but I feel like for a regular product, would I want to do that all the time? I don't know. But this will be going into the next round with me as well because I'm still working on trying to finish that up. So yeah, no lip product picking for this week. Oh! And before I forget, I had also pulled in some lashes. The Cara Beauty Everything You Need eyelash kit that I picked up from Marshall's. So it didn't work. I am going to keep the eyelash curler because that just seems nice. But the lashes themselves, the band is far too thick. Far too thick. My eyes are not big enough to hold a band this thick. So unfortunately they did not work for me. The lashes are beautiful though. But I will be passing this along to someone else who I guess has larger eyes than I do and can fit, I don't know. Someone else will try them and we'll see if they work or not. But they're pretty lashes. I just could not get them to fit on my eyes because the band is way thick, way thick. With doing Shop My Stash the way that I do, because I pull out about 2 palettes every Shop My Stash round, and that means that I use each palette for about a week at a time. This time was a little bit shorter because we went to Disney in the middle of the round, but primarily a week at a time. And that can get a little boring. Like I like to do different things and I don't like to be held down to one palette, and I don't mind it. Like I actually really enjoy the palettes that I use in Shop My Stash and the way that I do them. However, every once in a while I just need to have some freedom. So this week's Shop My Stash round is going to be Wildcard. I will be picking out my regular base makeup, but I will not be picking out eyeshadow palettes. So I'm picking out everything else but eyeshadow palettes, and well, and one other thing which I'll get to, but I'm not picking out eyeshadow palettes, and I'm just going to use whatever I'm drawn to these next 2 weeks. So I'll give you guys highlights in the next Shop My Stash video, but that's kind of what we're doing. Also, I have a lot of foundations that I'm trying to test out for my foundation ranking video that I've purchased recently. So I'm not going to be picking out a foundation either, because I have like a pile of them that I need to use and gather my thoughts on, and so I'm going to give myself like a 2-week span to just try. At least I'm hoping to get my thoughts on a couple, because obviously I need to try them more than once. I try to try them multiple times. But I need to gather my thoughts on those, and I've been doing it kind of in between. Like, I'll randomly bring in a different foundation, you know? So once I gather my thoughts on this, I brought in a different foundation to try it out. But I'm hoping that this will kind of catch me up a little bit so that it's not going to be mid-December when this video finally comes out. So we will be picking out everything but eyeshadow palettes and foundation today, and foundation and eyeshadow palettes are going to be wild cards. And again, I will give you guys highlights during the next Shop My Stash, but for now, let's go shopping for everything else. Okay, so first things first, I need a face palette guy, and since I picked off the third shelf last time, I'm going to pick out of the drawer this time. Now, what do I want to use though? I don't know. Do you guys like my Cover FX collection here? I think I'm just going to pick at random because I really don't know what I want to use. I'm going to close my eyes and pick at random. Here we go. Do 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 do. Complex Culture. This is the Good Glow Blush Duo in So Chill and Glow Rush. Ooh, hello. This looks like I've never used it before. Fabulous. So this will be my powder blush slash face palette for this round, which is nice. Like, it's really pretty. And I know I've got a couple of these, so I'm excited to play around with this one because this looks completely untouched, so that'll be nice. I won't be picking anything out of the new makeup drawer this week because I do still plan on trying out some new makeup over on like TikTok and things like that. But because I'm trying out different foundations, I don't want to like overwhelm myself. And TikTok I can kind of take at my own pace. So we're skipping the new makeup drawer this week. We need a primer though. I want something, because I'm going to try out a bunch of different foundations, I want something that kind of work with a variety of things. I'm going to go Hourglass. The Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer, because I know from experience this works with so many things, and this is just the best primer that I have to test out different makeup or different foundations with. So this is just one of my holy grails. So that'll come into this round. I'm skipping foundation obviously, but I do need to get a concealer. So I am just going to... This is the e.l.f. 10-Hour Camo Concealer in Light Peach. I like this one. I did not like the Camo Cream Foundation, the CC Cream, or the BB Cream, whatever it was. But this concealer I actually do enjoy, so perfect. I will grab that. Alright, so for cream products, I need a cream contour, I have a cream blush, and I need a cream highlight. So this is cream contour, cream highlight. For cream contour this time, I think I'm going to go for my Persona Bronze Multi-Stick in Dune. I've used this before and I quite like it, so I'll go ahead and pull this out for this round. And then for cream highlight, I just got a new one of these, and I really like this one. Then that's why I picked up a new one, but I haven't used this in a while. This is a Dominique Cosmetics Skin Gloss in Golden Dew. So I'll go ahead and pull this out for this round. It is so pretty. Okay, for loose powder, what do I want? I want one that I haven't used in a while. I haven't used this in a while. I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to put that one back. This is the Smashbox, the Photo Finish Fresh Setting Powder in shade 1. I talked about this the last time that I pulled this out, but it's one where like you grind it up, right? I have no idea how much product is in here, but it's a shocking amount because I would have expected to have used it up way beforehand. But I'm going to go ahead and work some more on this because I have 2 of these, so that'll be fine. Now for regular setting powder, I do have some that I'm currently trying to use up, so I am going to kind of press pause on regular setting powders. So I won't be picking out one of those this week. For oversized products, last week I did not pick anything out of this drawer, which means this week I'm going to. And I'm trying to think. I don't want to get a blush. I either want to get a contour or a highlight. I feel like I haven't used like this ever, have I? Nope, this is the iconic London Ultimate Bronzing Powder. It's one of those huge ones. And of course, I have two. Why? Because I have a problem. So I'm going to pull out this one for this round. Hopefully get a little bit of use out of it because I've got two to work through now. So obviously I will be skipping the powder contour and the powder blush, but I do need a powder highlight. So which one? This one I think I'm going to go in randomly and just pick one. Oh no, you know what? I want to use this one. I was actually just thinking about this the other day and I completely forgot about it. This is the Real Her Confidence in My Glow, and it's this little baby one, and I've used up so much already that I'm kind of hoping that I can just finish it off, but we'll have to see obviously. But it's so pretty. It's just so tiny, it always gets lost in the collection. So I'm going to pull this out. Okay, so obviously we're skipping eyeshadow palettes, but I do need brows and eye primer. I think this time, I think I'm going to do a pomade. I think it's been a while. Let's go with the Tarte Big Ego. I'm kind of moving away from pomades, so if I don't force myself to use them, I won't. But I need to figure out if I actually still like them or not. So I'll be using this one for this round. I am going to grab a spoolie too, because I'm going to need that for sure. I might end up bringing in like a wax or something. I haven't quite decided yet. Then I'm going to put this back. I'm going to grab from this section this time, and I'm just going to pick one at random. Hello. You can go back in there. This is the Ace Beauty eyeshadow amplifying base in light. I can't honestly remember if I've used this one before or not, so I don't think I have. So it's a time of change, guys. It's time of trying new things. No more freaking mascaras. Oh my goodness. Okay, I need to pick out eyeliners. I always just go to the bottom, grab one at random. I might come in here and get different like colored liners depending on what looks I end up doing. I'm not 100% sure yet. And then I'm going to, probably should do something a little bit different. I also might use some of these like gel liners. So I think I'm trying to think about the different types of eyeshadow looks I want to do. I might end up using some of these. So I am just going to pull out another liquid liner. So we've got the Trestique Line Sharpen and Smudge Eye Pencil in Santorini Black Sand, which this is a pretty good one, and I love it when they look like little colored pencils like that. I think it's so cute. I have the ColourPop BFF Cream Gel Liner in Joyride, which this might work for a couple of the looks that I have in mind. But again, if I need to come in here and bring out other ones, I'm fine with that. And then this is the Ulta Beauty Classic Felt Tip Eyeliner. That should work. That'll be good. Okay, good choices this time. Now, do I go for lashes? I genuinely don't know. If I need them, I'll come get them. And normally I pick, oh my goodness, normally I pick something out of the fun drawer, but again, because I'm kind of going off, I'm going wild card this time, I will come in here if I need something, but I'm not going to grab something out of here specifically for this round. All right, and then I need a setting spray. So again, I always pull one out at random. Most of the time, it's not like last time I didn't. The Laura Geller Spackle Mist Restore with Coconut Water. I feel like I just used this, but it's fine because I like the setting spray, so that works out perfectly. Okay, obviously this round, we didn't end up pulling out as many products as we usually do because there are no eyeshadow palettes and no foundation, but lots of face products that I'm pretty excited about. I'm really interested to see, now that I'm looking at them, this iconic London contour powder. And then this cream contour, that should work because this is like a little bit, this pulls a little orange. That should work. Okay, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. I'm really excited about it though. I feel like this is a good mix of things that I know that I like and things that are newer to me, which is what I personally prefer my Shop My Stashes to be, unless I'm doing like a specific theme. If I'm just kind of going in and grabbing products, I like having a nice mix like that, which is why some of them I do pick completely at random. But I feel like this is a good mix of those things. I'm really excited to try out this blush palette. And I'm really excited to kind of have a couple weeks of freedom with my eyeshadow looks where I'm not kind of set to one particular palette. And also I'm really excited to continue trying out some new foundations because I've been having so much fun doing that. Okay, so thank you guys so much for joining me here today. Let me know in the comments down below what makeup you are currently trying, what makeup you're currently using, if you're focusing on anything, etc, etc. Just give me all the dirty deets. Please make sure that you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit the bigger subscribe button below me if you'd like to see more of me. I do these videos every 2 weeks. They're very common. They happen a lot. Thank you guys so much for joining me here today. I will catch y'all next time. Have a great one. Bye-bye.